Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the best looking t-shirt money can buy. Get Off My TV version 2. Now including Big Show, Kane, Ryback, and the Black Sheep, Braun Strowman. Available now for $19.99. ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. Go get yours today and join the revolution. Join the movement and wear it with pride every single Monday night during Monday Night Raw. Get Off My TV. Once again, now available through my online shop at ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Hopefully you guys are doing it along with me, man. Go ahead. I'll leave it to you guys to do it. Can't do it yet this week, man. Hopefully I'll be back at 100% by Friday, episode 110. There's no glasses. There's no this. JD, what are you doing with part 4 of Off the Script on Monday? Oh, fuck, you had me thinking it was Friday. Bro, you want to listen to the news on the #1 fucking podcast on YouTube.com when it comes to WWE? Or would you listen to the news, or would you rather listen to the news from someone who is prolific, consistent, and dedicated? Oh, JD, did you just say that? Pretty sure I'm going to have Sean's View Entertainment texting me in a little bit. Bro, you're roasting me on your channel. Bro, what happened? I don't believe this shit. It's war now, bro. It's a fucking war now, bro. Who do you think you are, bro? Pretty sure I'm going to have him texting me. Nothing's meant by that. It's a friendly jab. Clowns. Leave it at that. Sean, what's up, buddy? How you doing, bro? Anyway, enough of the fucking theatrics. Let's get on with the news, man. I got so much fucking news that, yes, I have to give you guys a part 4. If you guys are not subscribed to me on Twitter, at JD from NY206. YouTube, if you're not subscribed to the channel, what the fuck are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Like I told your fucking mother last night, honey. What are you waiting for? Take your clothes off. Oh, man, I'm in some fucking mood today, man. I'm in some fucking mood, seriously. Anyway, Twitter, YouTube, Pro Wrestling Tees, join the movement, get off my TV, online shop, ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. Get yours today. The perfect piece of clothing to wear during Monday Night Raw, man. Go out and get yours. Fucking fabulous. Thank you to all those who have purchased t-shirts this week. They're fucking selling like hotcakes, man. Fucking awesome. And if you do get a t-shirt, tweet me. Tweet me the t-shirt. Tweet you wearing the t-shirt out and about. You know, explaining to everybody that Ryback, Kane, Big Show, and Braun Strowman need to be off our TVs. That's it. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. And WrestleCrate, Ed and the entire operation over there, fucking awesome. WrestleCrate.com. On Twitter, at WrestleCrates. They got a UK link as well for Twitter. They work out of the United Kingdom. The #1, and must say, the original crate for wrestling goodies, bro. That's JD sent me. Instant 10% off at checkout. Use that promo code. That's JD sent me for 10% off. The regular crate or the ultimate crate, whichever you want. It doesn't matter. You're going to get 10% off your fucking purchase. And do it because I said so. It's a fucking great product. Every month. It's like fucking Christmas every month, man. WrestleCrate.com. Now, let's get on with the fucking news, man. Seriously. This is something that came across my desk yesterday. And I figured I would start the show off with it today. The #1 story today on part 4. TNA Originals, Bobby Roode and Eric Young, gone, released from TNA. Are they headed to NXT? Let's find out. In what could only be seen as a major blow for TNA Wrestling, it appears that they have once again lost to TNA Originals. Many felt that if there were 2 men that would go down with the ship. After all they've done for the company, it would be Bobby Roode and Eric Young. Young alone has done everything TNA has asked for him, or asked of him, for years. If Jeff Jarrett asked him to wear a stupid superhero costume, he did it. If TNA asked Roode to go from being a great singles worker to a tag team worker because the tag team scene needed help in the company, he did it. Despite all of this, according to PW Insider, both men are gone from the company starting this weekend. There were rumors early on that both Bobby Roode and Eric Young asked for their release. Most assumed at the time that it was just rumors, as they tend to swirl around in the professional wrestling business all the time. It's all said but true, however. TNA put out an article on their website confirming the reports of the departure of two of their biggest stars, which is a big loss for TNA. Both finished taping a lot of shows for TNA on Saturday, which means that you will see them for a while on TNA programming despite their departure. In a spoiler from the TNA tapings, Eric Young dropped his King of the Mountain title during the major set of TNA tapings to Bram, giving Bram his first taste of gold in TNA. Young and Roode are both former TNA World Champions and are two of the most decorated champions in the company's history. Keep in mind, they have been there since the beginning. Both started with TNA in 2004, making them 12-year veterans of the company. Now, both did ask for their release, but it wasn't so much about just wanting to go for both men. Young was in talks with TNA over a new deal, but they clearly broke down if he chose to leave the company. This has not been uncommon, as many have left over contractual disputes with TNA over the last few years now. Many believe they can get paid better outside of TNA, and it looks like Eric Young and Bobby Roode felt that way, and that's what they decided to do. They are on to bigger and better things. Where they end up is yet to be determined. However, it has been rumored Triple H is a Bobby Roode fan. It appeared for Roode at least that he would be reforming Beer Money with the recently returning James Storm. Storm had worked with NXT for a small spell before they offered him a contract with TNA, and TNA beat out WWE, and he went back to TNA. This makes many wonder if either Young or Roode could end up in NXT, which is not out of the cards. Both men have turned down offers to go other places, so often that many wondered if they would ever end up in another company. It was rumored that Roode was offered a deal by WWE years ago, but turned it down to stay with TNA. WWE has hired Austin Aries, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe in 2015 and 2016. It is not crazy to believe that they might target Bobby Roode and Eric Young next. Roode, who is near 40, which does make him a bit of a gamble for WWE, who would ideally like to bring in younger stars. However, NXT does not play by the age game. WWE assigned people of various ages, some of which may never make the NXT main roster, and are a perfect fit for NXT. Meanwhile, New Japan Pro Wrestling was recently gutted by WWE. Ring of Honor could use extra stars as well. This means WWE won't have an easy get with Bobby Roode or Eric Young, who could be a big part of another company if WWE lowballs them, or they feel like they can be offered something better somewhere else. At the end of the day, Bobby Roode and Eric Young still have a lot left in them that they can give to any company. It could be WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, or anywhere else for that matter. TNA lost two great men this weekend. It is still expected that others are going to follow both Eric Young and Bobby Roode in their departures from TNA. When just about all of TNA originals are gone, it makes you wonder if TNA's future is in doubt. The most loyal seem to be gone, so it does make one wonder. That is the absolute latest on TNA, Bobby Roode, and Eric Young. Now, I am in no position to comment on TNA as a company because I don't watch TNA, and I'm not going to do that. I don't want to see a company fail. I don't want to see a company go out of business, because then that means whoever is employed with that company is going to be out of a job, and I don't want to see anyone out of a job because I know how that fucking feels. Okay, but seriously, TNA is honestly on life support. They are honestly on life support. Do you know how I felt? Do you know how I felt being an Atlanta Braves fan and watching the likes of Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, Jason Hayward, Andrew Jones, all go somewhere else? You know? Greg Maddux was brought up with the Chicago Cubs. He was not an original Brave. But Maddux built his career with the Atlanta Braves. One of the absolute fucking technical pitchers there ever was, man. He was the Bret Hart. If I could explain Greg Maddux in one sentence, he was the Bret Hart of the MLB, man. This guy was a fucking tactician at what he did. Unbelievable. He sliced and diced you. Not with 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. Fucking 87-mile-an-hour slider. A 91-mile-an-hour fucking fastball that cut and sliced and diced you. You didn't know what the fuck was coming. That was Greg Maddux. When Greg Maddux left the Atlanta Braves, it was either he went to the New York Yankees or go to the San Diego Padres. What did he do? He left the Braves. To me, Greg Maddux was an original Brave simply by what he, did as an Atlanta Brave. Andrew Jones was born and raised in the Atlanta Braves farm system. Where the fuck did he go? He said, fuck you. He was out. He actually played for the Yankees. Fuck you. What did Tom Glavine do? Tom Glavine left. Tom Glavine was an original. Tom Glavine left and went to the New York Mets. I never seen Tom Glavine the same ever again. Ever again. What am I getting at? Loyalty. Loyalty. And even the most loyal to a company, they always are looking for more money. Money is the root of all evil. Seriously. The most loyal individuals, a Glavine, a Maddux, an Andrew Jones, etc., etc. All right, Jason Hayward was traded. He didn't leave on his own will. He was traded. But that's the Braves of today. No comparison to the Braves of earlier, back in the 90s. But what I'm trying to get at is, you are loyal. More times than not, you're going to stick with that company no matter what you're being paid, You'll take a fucking pay cut. Derek Jeter actually took a fucking pay cut to stay with the Yankees. He could have went anywhere else. He could have made fucking God knows how much money to stay with the New York, to go somewhere else. But he opted to stay with the New York Yankees. Now, I'm not a big Yankees fan. I'm not a big Derek Jeter guy, But he opted to take less money to stay his final years in a New York Yankees uniform. You got to respect that type of player. You got to respect that type of mentality, Look at LeBron James. Oh, I didn't win championships. So you leave Cleveland and you go win your championships in Miami, and now you're back in Cleveland. You may love LeBron James if you're a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, but do you honestly respect him 100%? No, you don't. Because who the fuck knows what he's doing, man? He may be frustrated. He's going to end up leaving again for more money and more championships and more fame and this and that. That's not the type of guy you want on your team. He gets up and goes because the championships are, in his eyesight, or, there's more money to be made here. Bobby Roode and Eric Young, honestly, if it was down to money, they would have stayed with TNA. Who knows what happened behind the scenes with TNA and John Gaborick and Dixie Carter? Maybe these guys were honestly fucking disrespected to the point where they said, you know what, fuck you, give me my release. Seriously, I don't even want to negotiate with you anymore. Release me and let me go on my way, and don't lowball me no more. I'll go on to something else, somewhere else, and make the money I think I deserve. Who knows? If they stayed with TNA through everything that they've been through up until now, what makes you think they wouldn't stay with TNA until the ship actually fucking sinks? Something behind the scenes that has not been reported happened. That's why these two guys left. Roode and Eric Young left because they must have been completely fucking disrespected by everyone in TNA, upper management, when it came to contract negotiations, that they said, you know what, fuck you, I'm walking. Release me. And that's exactly what happened. Where are they going? Only God knows, man. Only God knows. But I'll tell you this. If WWE signed Austin Aries, if they sign Samoa Joe, if they got AJ Styles, WWE, honestly, and Triple H in particular, he's got his eye on what he wants to do with NXT. If WWE is in the position now of promoting a Finn Balor, and promoting a Sami Zayn, and promoting a Samoa Joe, you're going to need bodies, you're going to need names, you're going to need veterans to fill those roles, because those roles are not going to be filled on their own. And to get whoever you got homegrown into that position might take years. Not saying that it's not going to happen, but it might take years. Here, you have two guys in Bobby Roode and Eric Young who can still fucking go. That's a major fucking get for WWE if it's something Triple H wants to pursue. Bobby Roode has always been the one man, besides Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, and an AJ Styles and a Samoa Joe when they were in TNA. Bobby Roode was always in my list of, JD, if you were to choose one man from TNA for WWE, who would you choose? It was always those guys, and Bobby Roode was always in that discussion. I would love to see Bobby Roode in TNA. I would love to see Eric Young in TNA. Two guys, two veterans that could fill any slot if you want to promote who you got in NXT now to the main roster and make the main roster better. That's what the objective is here. Make Raw great again by not dismantling NXT. You're not going to dismantle NXT. If you got guys like this out there in the free agent market looking for work who can fucking go at any given moment, you tell them to go, they will go. Bobby Roode and Eric Young are those guys. Seriously, this is a major opportunity for WWE. This needs to be made official soon. Ring of Honor, New Japan, obviously they're going to be, especially New Japan with them being gutted, they're going to be looking for prime talent. Triple H and NXT need to jump on the ball right now. Bobby Roode and Eric Young. If I was to put my fucking betting cap on, I would say that Bobby Roode and Eric Young are going to go to NXT. I mean, who doesn't want to be in NXT? Samoa Joe loves it. Austin Aries went there. AJ Styles is on the main roster, but he says that he had a look at NXT, and everybody loves and is so vocal about what NXT does, and the developmental center and the performance center. Everybody's fucking just up in arms, raving about it. Why wouldn't Bobby Roode and Eric Young want to go to NXT? They would be in the WWE. They would have the state-of-the-art fucking performance center right then and there, and you get to perform in front of people that love the fucking product that is in the ring. NXT is where it's at. Bobby Roode and Eric Young need to be in TNA. I think they're both going to end up under Triple H's watch. Trust me. If not, I would be completely shocked. Bobby Roode, Eric Young, released from the company. Are they bound for NXT? Possibly. My honest opinion, yes. They will be WWE bound. Speaking of Triple H and Kurt Angle did not meet at the Arnold Classic. No, they did not meet. Both Triple H and former WWE World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle both attended the Arnold Classic over the weekend. Because of that, many believed that the two ended up meeting at some point during the event. In fact, there were multiple reports that the two did meet and that they finalized the deal that would bring Angle back to the WWE. This past Monday's Raw was Kurt Angle's hometown, or did take place in Kurt Angle's hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So because there were reports coming out that the two met over the weekend, many started to believe that Angle would be showing up on Raw. I thought so. I thought that was a perfect opportunity for Angle to show up on Raw, to go one-on-one with Ziggler, but obviously that did not happen. And neither did a meeting between Angle and WWE's chief operating officer. According to Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer, Triple H and Kurt Angle didn't interact at all during the Arnold Classic. It also looks like WWE still isn't interested in bringing Angle back. Regarding the Kurt Angle rumors, while you never can say never in wrestling, WWE has consistently not been interested in him for 10 years. Regarding the report we had of Triple H and Angle seeing each other at the Arnold Classic Expo last week, according to those close to the situation, while both were there, the report was not the case, and there was no interaction between the two. Before the conclusion of his TNA farewell tour, Angle said that he would take a year off from professional wrestling after his contract with TNA expired. However, he's getting right back into the ring as he's set to wrestle Rey Mysterio at this Sunday's UR Fight show in Phoenix, Arizona. It'll be the first match between the two in nearly a decade. It's unclear what Angle will do after his match with Rey Mysterio. There's been some talk of him having one MMA fight in Bellator against someone like Kimbo Slice or Ken Shamrock. But it was recently reported that both Shamrock and Kimbo failed their Bellator 149 pre-fight drug tests, and it's unclear what their punishment will be. If they both get hit with a heavy fine and suspension, then Angle versus either Shamrock or Kimbo would be unlikely. Angle has said that he would fight Dan Severn or Royce Gracie as well. But then again, there's a slim chance of either of those fights actually coming together. There's a chance that WWE could bring Angle back at some point next year and induct him into the WWE Hall of Fame. He's certainly a worthy candidate. And he said that he would be interested in a WWE Hall of Fame induction. If Angle were to return to WWE in a wrestling role, then it would probably be for only 1 or 2 matches. In the past, he said that he wants to wrestle Daniel Bryan, but obviously Daniel Bryan is now retired, so that match cannot happen. He also said that he'd like to get back in the ring with Brock Lesnar, so a one-on-one match between our Olympic hero and the Beast could eventually happen. Unfortunately, though, Angle's neck is in pretty rough shape, and WWE has told guys like Edge, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and most recently Sting, that they could never wrestle again due to neck issues similar to the ones that Angle has. So it's not likely that they'd make an exception for Angle when they wouldn't make an exception for all 3 aforementioned WWE Hall of Famers. Regardless of the case, Angle and Triple H did not meet. I do think Angle will be back in the WWE at some point. Doing what? I don't know. You know, he could be a mentor, a trainer, something along those lines. I would love to see Angle back in the WWE for a few more matches, obviously against Lesnar, Cena, an Undertaker, a Seth Rollins, you know, guys like that. You know, I would love to see that. I didn't hear any reports of Angle having neck issues. Angle has been saying on podcasts with Jim Ross and, you know, interviews here and there that he's 100% healthy. He's drug-free. He's been training. You know, he's in good health. So this is the first time I'm hearing that he's got neck issues. I thought that was all taken care of. I know he had surgery, but I haven't heard anything that he's still in pretty rough shape. Regardless of that, Angle and Triple H did not meet. Obviously, he was not on Monday Night Raw. There was rumors going around. Everybody reported it. I held back just to see what happened. And when things are official, that's when I report it because I don't want to, you know, come on here and lose my credibility for reporting something that did not happen. Everything I report is either from a Dave Meltzer or a dirt sheet, and I give my opinion on it. I am not a go-to source. I don't have inside sources in WWE. I don't know anybody within WWE to give me news. This is all from paid subscriptions, people. I relay the news to you because some of you, most of you, don't get the news like I do, and I give it to you the way I do here on Off The Script with my opinion behind it, and it's a good talking point. You know, it's great discussion here in the wrestling community on YouTube, and wrestling is one of those topics that is universal. You know, if you're a wrestling fan, obviously you're going to love what I do here, and it's a great topic of discussion. Kurt Angle, Triple H, possible return. It's all a great discussion. Angle will be back in the WWE eventually. At this point in time, it's just not right. And Triple H and Kurt Angle did not meet at the Arnold Classic. Dean Ambrose will be in the WWE title picture after WrestleMania. The current run that Dean Ambrose is on is fantastic. He's performing at a very high level at a perfect time of the year. His loyalty from the fans has been consistent ever since the end of The Shield, and The Shield came to a close. On the road to WrestleMania 32, he's main evented, lost big matches, lost Intercontinental Championships, but he hasn't missed a single beat. He is red hot right now. Now Ambrose is on his way to WrestleMania, and he's got a big money match against Brock Lesnar in a no-holds-barred match. The Lunatic Fringe versus the Beast Incarnate may end up stealing the show and being the best match that everyone remembers at WrestleMania 32. However, win, lose, or draw, WWE must capitalize on Dean Ambrose's momentum after WrestleMania and place him on the card where he deserves to be placed. According to CageSideSeats.com, that's exactly what WWE is going to do with Ambrose. The rumor is claiming that WWE is planning for Ambrose to be somewhere in the WWE title picture after WrestleMania. If he's not going to be in the main event for the WWE Championship, he'll be in a big match on the card to keep his momentum. On paper, if Ambrose can keep his momentum going, there is no reason he shouldn't be in the WWE Championship match come SummerSlam. Could we see Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns in the main event of SummerSlam? The Shield triple threat match that everybody has been wanting for several months now. It could happen. if WWE continues the momentum of Dean Ambrose, if WWE gives the WWE title to Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins comes back to reclaim the title that he never lost, that could be an unbelievable storyline going into SummerSlam. And you know WWE is going to set up SummerSlam just as big as WrestleMania. You know, probably if not better this year, because the WrestleMania 32 build may be the worst WrestleMania build of all time. So SummerSlam might actually end up being better. We could have Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar, the Shield triple threat match. Jesus Christ, man. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in the finale of their feud. SummerSlam's looking very, very promising right now. Main thing they got to do for that to happen is keep the momentum on Dean Ambrose. Would I like to see Dean Ambrose maintain his momentum in the WWE Championship picture? Of course. The more people, the better. Seriously. And obviously, nobody knows what's going to happen after WrestleMania. WWE could switch up everything on us and throw a fucking curveball into the plans. I don't know. We don't know if Roman Reigns is walking out the WWE Championship. We don't know what's going to happen on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. Things are wide open right now, with reports saying that Vince McMahon is souring on Roman Reigns and that Vince McMahon wants to change the main event of WrestleMania. We don't know what's going on. Everything here, take it with a grain of salt. But right now, according to Cage Side Seats, I don't know how reputable they are. Probably not. They're not very reputable to me. Anyway, I don't read them. I don't go to them for news. You know, this is merely a rumor. WWE has plans to keep Dean Ambrose in the championship picture. That's great. I hope that comes to fruition. I hope that's true. Is it true? I don't know. More than likely it isn't. But we can't tell what's going to happen 2-3 weeks from now. It all starts at WrestleMania. Once WrestleMania is over, and once we get into Monday Night Raw and WWE hits that reset button on everything heading into the summer months, then that's when we can pretty much better understand what Dean Ambrose and his role is going to be after WrestleMania. So wait till then. But right now, according to Cage Side Seats, Dean Ambrose will be in the WWE title picture after WrestleMania. You know, I'm not going to say that this isn't true, but based on what Dean Ambrose has done and what Dean Ambrose has given us in the last couple of months, does he deserve that? Absolutely. Big-time executive, or big-time executives, get heat from Triple H for disrespecting NXT. Dave Meltzer has note in his recent Wrestling Observer newsletter about the plug that aired on Monday Night Raw, and if you didn't pay attention, you missed it. Regarding WrestleMania week on the WWE Network. For those that did miss it, they pushed that there would be 7 hours of live WrestleMania coverage on the network with a 2-hour pregame show, a 1-hour postgame show, and a 4-hour main event show. They also plugged that the Hall of Fame Red Carpet Show, and the Steve Austin's live podcast with Mick Foley is going to be airing that week as well. I think they might be having a live SmackDown that week as well. There was no mention of the WrestleMania Today shows that aired last year. One of the things they left off the commercial was a plug for NXT Dallas TakeOver. It's baffling because besides WrestleMania, that is the show with the most buzz going in. In the eyes of many fans, that is the show that is more must-see than WrestleMania. And you'd think that WWE would want to promote that show that will feature the debut of Shinsuke Nakamura going one-on-one with Sami Zayn, and a title match with Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Meltzer noted that there would be a lot of people that were openly unhappy, or that there were a lot of people that were openly unhappy about TakeOver being left off. Either someone forgot to include TakeOver in the plug on Raw, which is very hard to believe, you fucking goon Kevin Dunn, or someone in NXT or someone in WWE felt that NXT was not important enough to include. Keep that in mind that NXT is Triple H's baby, and there are people in the company, Kevin Dunn, that has influence with Vince McMahon. The feeling in the company has been that Kevin Dunn would be one of the people to get axed when Triple H and Stephanie take over the WWE, since Kevin Dunn is not a Triple H guy and has nothing to do with the NXT product. So if you believe that Kevin Dunn and the Kevin Dunn conspiracy theory, then NXT being omitted on Raw makes sense, and it's all his fault. I guess we'll know if it was a mistake when they plug WrestleMania week on Raw this coming Monday. If they leave it out again, you know for a fact it's all Kevin Dunn. If they put it in there this week, after leaving it out last week, you know for a fact that it was Kevin Dunn who left it out last week. Kevin Dunn is a cancer to the WWE. Seriously. This guy is a fucking buck-toothed, raccoon motherfucker. Raccoon-looking motherfucker. That's all he is. Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn is a cancer to the WWE. He actually made more money than Vince McMahon last year. Believe it or not, he made more money than Vince McMahon income last year in WWE. Seriously. WWE will be better off when Kevin Dunn is not with the company. Kevin Dunn is one of those guys that doesn't have the company's best interest. WWE's best interest right now should be getting Raw great again, getting the product great again, fucking making the ratings rise instead of fucking deflating. That's what the business needs. Now, all Kevin Dunn was worried about is lining his pockets with more and more money each and every year. Fuck Kevin Dunn. I can't wait to see if they rectify this mistake. How are you not going to promote NXT Dallas in this WrestleMania week commercial? I mean, are you fucking out of your mind? Seriously, what's happening on that Friday, WrestleMania weekend? I don't know. I'm going to dance around in my fucking underwear and fucking jerk myself off to the fucking Total Divas reruns that are appearing on the E! Network. Fuck out of here, Kevin Dunn. TakeOver Dallas is actually looked upon as being better than WrestleMania. Why, you can't handle the heat? That your WrestleMania fucking build and your card is subpar compared to the lowly NXT? You fucking goon. NXT Dallas is going to blow away everything that happens at WrestleMania. Mark my words. Mark my words. It'll blow away WrestleMania. That is the one show I am most excited. Fuck WrestleMania. Fuck WrestleMania weekend. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to. WrestleMania, I'm going to watch WrestleMania. Of course I am. Who's not going to watch WrestleMania? But according to Kevin Dunn, NXT is not important during WrestleMania weekend. Meanwhile, that's the one thing literally everyone is talking about. They're not talking about Roman Reigns. They're not talking about the WWE Championship. They're not talking about fucking Ryback versus Kalisto. Give me a fucking break, Kevin Dunn. Fucking goon. TakeOver Dallas is the most important thing during WrestleMania weekend if you are a WWE fan. That's all I got to say about that. How they left it out, I don't know, but it's certainly disrespecting NXT, and I don't blame Triple H one bit for being upset and giving heat to the big-time executives of WWE, man. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to be watching that like a fucking hawk if they include NXT on this commercial, or even if they show the commercial at all, you know? Knowing Kevin Dunn, they'll fucking omit the commercial from Monday Night Raw for the simple fact that he doesn't want to mention NXT. But it's going to be interesting to see if they do roll this commercial again and hype the podcast with Stone Cold and Foley and the live SmackDown and the Hall of Fame. It's going to be interesting to see if they mention NXT. Going to keep my eye on that. So keep an eye on that and you'll see what I'm talking about. Hulk Hogan awarded $115 million in Gawker lawsuit. Good for Hulk Hogan, I guess. There's not much to this, though. Hulk Hogan sued Gawker after they released sex tapes, and my fucking neighbors are banging like fucking cocksuckers. Hulk Hogan sued Gawker after they released sex tapes that included himself and Bubba the Love Sponge, then wife, Heather Clem. The case went to trial, and the juror awarded Hogan $115 million in damages. $55 million in economic injuries and $60 million for emotional distress. Keep in mind that Hogan originally sued $100 million, ended up walking away with $115 million. But Hogan is a happy man, and this is not over by a long shot, as Gawker now will take this to appeals court. Well, good for Gawker. This is all they're fucking doing. They want to fucking meddle in the private life of a celebrity, and they want to fucking do shit that is really, you know, against Hulk Hogan. This is fine. Hulk Hogan, $115 million. Good for him. I hope he finds happiness in his life now. Will this tarnish Hulk Hogan's wrestling persona? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, if you're one of those guys who fucking lived and died by Hulk Hogan and the all-American Hulk Hogan and being a Hulkamaniac, this is not going to sway your opinion on Hulk Hogan. It really is not. You know, I could care less. You know, if you're one of those people that fucking hate professional wrestling, this is going to add fuel to the fire of your all professional wrestling. Everything with professional wrestling is a fucking cancer. Seriously, everything about professional wrestling is a cancer. So it's a gray line. It's an up and down, you know, case here. If you love professional wrestling, you're going to forgive Hulk Hogan. You know, WWE might let Hogan back in eventually. You know, they all come back. You know, Warrior came back, Bret Hart came back. You know, all that shit happened. Hogan will be back. But if you hate professional wrestling, obviously you're going to look down upon Hulk Hogan for the remainder of your days here on planet Earth. But I'm glad for Hulk Hogan. He won $150 million, but it's not all over by a long shot. Gawker is going to actually take him to appeals court because they think that the jurors were swayed because it was Hulk Hogan, and they gave him the money and the case because there was sympathy there, and they might have been fans of Hulk Hogan back in the 80s. Who the fuck knows? Seriously, who knows? But Gawker, they got what's coming to them. That's what they get. Keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to end up right back in this same position. Hogan wins $115 million. And I'm not really going to talk about Sting. I'm not going to go on and read this long-winded article about Sting. Sting's forced to retire due to neck injury. You guys knew about that. You know, Sting, obviously, everybody wanted Sting versus The Undertaker. Not going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen. Everybody's like, oh, Sting is going to play a role in WrestleMania. He may be in the Hell in a Cell match. He's going to come down from the rafters and confront The Undertaker. No. I knew this was going to be a done deal since Sting went out with injury. You just don't fuck with the neck injury. Sting is walking away. He's going to be immortalized and idolized at the Hall of Fame, and just leave it at that. Sting being forced to retire due to neck injury. He's done all that he could do in WWE, and I am not the biggest Sting guy. I haven't been, watching Sting all his career. All I know of him is what he did in TNA and what he did in the WWE, because I didn't watch WCW. I watched zero of WCW. I was not a WCW guy. I was WWE through and through everything with the Monday Night Wars. I didn't watch one lick of WCW. I could care less what happened with Sting or anything over in WCW. Sting being forced to retire, it's a great decision. He's got nothing else to prove. He's 57 years old. Why risk getting back in the ring over quality of life for the remaining years that you have? Sting is being forced to retire. He's got the same injury as Edge. So obviously, this is a right decision. Be happy for him. You're going to see him at the Hall of Fame. You're going to see him at WrestleMania being idolized in front of 100,000 people. That's the way to go out, bro. Sting being forced to retire due to the same neck injury suffered by Edge. He's done. No more Sting in professional wrestling. And that is that, guys. I am out of here. Off the Script Part 4. Thank you guys for listening to me. Unbelievable. That news on Bobby Roode and Eric Young, man, fucking unbelievable. Let me know what you're thinking about that. And I'll be back, as always, on Friday for episode 110 right here of the #1 source for WWE News and Rumors right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up. Check the description out if you missed any previous episodes of Off the Script, and including everything, man, Twitter, YouTube, Pro Wrestling Tees, WrestleCrate, all that shit is down there in the description. And I'll be back tonight for your Monday Night Raw review. Until then, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.